Intelsat operates the largest integrated space and ground network in the world, bringing reliable, resilient connectivity to billions globally. But as the foundational architects of communications technology, we're never done finding new ways to bring value to our customers.
Each launch is a critical step to ensure long-term continuity for the services that we deliver. For some customers, it's about reliability of their mission-critical service. For others, it's about getting the runway to grow their business.
And as our customers' needs grow, our network is evolving with them. At the same time that we're developing the first 5G software-defined ecosystem, we're continuing to strengthen our existing fleet.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Liam.
Galaxy 33
and
will be used as primary cable distribution asset, reaching 99.999% of all US cable subscribers. Galaxy 34, on the other hand, will be a protection satellite, which will ensure very high reliability for our cable distribution services. It will also be used to contribute news and sports content on an occasional basis.
These new satellites will be substantially more powerful, continuing to provide the same broad, consistent coverage as the ones they're replacing, while also helping to broaden future capabilities for the organizations we serve.
Those satellites are extremely important because they're going to help vacate the lower end of the C-band spectrum, which will be used by the mobile network operators to expand their 5G networks. Like the saying is, it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a lot of people to build a satellite.
The entire Northrop Grumman team is very proud to manufacture and deliver Galaxy 33 and 34 to Intelsat and support their commitment to their end customers around the globe.
We're very fortunate. We have some of the best people in the industry, and everybody contributed to this big success.
All right. So, anyway, guys. So, one thing I wanted to tell you guys is I saw the new Nile Crocodile movie today. It was absolutely amazing. Like I could watch it. Like I would have a problem watching it twice. Actually, I think it was better than like Spider-Man No Way Home.
Slightly taller than a 21-story building. Now, the bottom two-thirds of the vehicle is called the first stage,
I'm doing a
or
live
the booster.
Stream, really. I'm sorry.
Its objective is to accelerate the vehicle through the Earth's atmosphere to space,
so,
and then it will separate from the rest of the rocket.
Yeah, like I really recommend it to you guys.
Today's booster is flying for its 14th time, having previously supported the GPS-3 Space Vehicle 3 mission, Turksat 5A, Transporter 2,
it had a really nice story.
Now, above the first stage, we've got the second stage. It has a single Merlin
recommending
engine, and that will ignite just after the first stage separates about 2.5 minutes into the flight. The second stage is what will carry the Intelsat Galaxy 33 and 34 satellites to orbit.
This right here, this is where the two satellites
are safely enclosed inside the 17-foot diameter payload fairing, which is this large nose cone structure at the top of the second stage. It's made of carbon composites, and the fairing, its job is to protect the satellites as we make our way to orbit. The fairing is jettisoned once we get through the thicker parts of the Earth's atmosphere. That'll happen about 3 minutes into flight. Now, finally, we've got this large truss structure to the left of the vehicle. That's called the Transporter Erector, or the TE. We use it to roll out the rocket to the launch pad and raise it into this vertical launch position. The TE also routes the vehicle's fluids, power, and telemetry from ground systems to the rocket and the satellites until Falcon 9 switches over to internal power and then ultimately clears the pad at T-0. At that point, at liftoff, the Transporter Erector will retract even further to clear the way for Falcon 9's ascent. So you heard a call out there on the neck.
Yes, you can see the,
we also refer to the Transporter Erector as the strong
two
back.
claws
you can
opening
see that the clamp arms
right
have opened around the second stage, and we're beginning to slightly pull it away from the rocket as we prepare for liftoff.
Rotate back.
As we get to T-0, the TE will pull away even further using ground hydraulic systems at the rocket's base.
So you can see it right now, sort of.
And you can actually see a little bit there at the bottom. There's the launch mount that the TE is connected to. It's a hinge structure. And the ground hydraulic system helps pull that away, clearing the way for Falcon 9's ascent at T-0, just under 3.5 minutes from now. Now, coming up, we'll get two call-outs about a minute apart. First of those will be at about T-3 minutes. That'll be for LOX load, liquid oxygen loading complete on the first stage. And then shortly after, at about T-2 minutes, we'll get a similar call-out on the second stage for liquid oxygen loading complete. You just heard the call out there for the first stage. So with that, propellants are fully loaded.
And
on Falcon
one thing I wanted to point out: these four towers right
stages,
here
there's about 1 million pounds of
are lightning
fuel
rods.
and
So
liquid
like
oxygen.
so like maybe like during
And you can
like
kind of see
in the event of
white
like
clouds
bad
forming
weather or
around
something,
the vehicle. That's
like
totally normal.
lightning
We super
would like
chill that liquid
strike
oxygen,
the
and as we're filling
the
up
lightning
the
rods
tanks,
instead
we're
of
venting
rocket,
off a
because if
little
it
bit
strikes the
overboard
rocket, it would not be good.
to give us more room to fill in more of the liquid oxygen. As that gas comes into contact with the moist Florida air, it actually causes water vapor to condense and form literal clouds around the vehicle.
Apollo 12. But it was still
looking like a
funny
beautiful
enough,
day at Florida for today's launch attempt.
When during Apollo 12 when the rocket got struck by lightning,
if you're just
like
joining
a
us,
bunch
that's
of the
coming up
systems
in
didn't work.
About 2 minutes.
And
next major milestone
and how
here
they
will be
fixed
liquid
it is they
oxygen,
rebooted all the
loading
systems,
complete on the second
and
stage,
like the rocket
and then
worked
followed
perfectly, and
at
it ended up being
T-1
a
minute.
successful mission.
Falcon 9 will transition into
Pretty good.
startup.
All right. Hopefully, fingers
Now, what
crossed, we're
that
going to be
means
more
is that
today.
its internal flight computers call out there for liquid oxygen loading complete on the second stage. So that means that we are fully loaded with propellants. As I was just saying, at T-60, Falcon 9 will switch to startup, which means its flight computers will take over the rest of the launch countdown. And then at about T-2 seconds, we'll ignite those Merlin 1D engines for liftoff.
Yeah, so you guys
the payloads continue to look
saw
healthy.
the video that I
Falcon 9
uploaded
team is
with
tracking
the
no issues on the rocket.
cape.
Weather is 90%
Even
go.
though
The range is green.
It was basically
Out there
a
on the
chocolate
net
bar
for
melted
gas
over
closeouts
diarrhea.
That, and you can see some venting
Yeah,
coming
like
from
I
the
think
transport
I
director.
don't
We
think
just
it was
clear
the
out the
TikTok
lines
that
ahead
like
of the
now that I
liftoff.
think of it, I don't think it was the TikTok that
Again, totally normal part of the countdown.
that I that was wrong. I think it was because I did something wrong because like I think I used a it was because I used the toaster oven instead of a
pressurizing for flight. Falcon
I was supposed to use a
computer is in
regular oven,
control of the vehicle.
not like a toaster oven. So yeah.
LD, go for launch.
Well,
Launch director polling, they are
at
go for
least
launch.
I mean, at least I
So
kept
at about
going.
T-40 seconds to go. All systems go. Weather looking great. Payloads looking healthy. Let's watch.
All right, here we go, guys. 30 seconds.
Minus 30 seconds.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
T-minus 15 seconds.
All right, we're good.
T-minus
Here we go.
10,
Here we go, guys.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Here we go.
1. Ignition.
Ignition.
And liftoff.
And there we go.
Falcon 9. Go Falcon. Go Intelsat Galaxy 33 and 34.
All right. Look at that. Wow.
Falcon 9 is pitching down range.
Wow. Look at that. Go. Go, baby, go. Wow. Whoa, into the cloud. That's... I wonder if you're going to be able to see it. Sometimes
T+40 seconds into flight, Falcon 9 successfully lifting off from Pad 40 at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying Intelsat's Galaxy 33 and 34 satellites to orbit. Now, during ascent, we have begun tilting the engine. That's technically called gimbaling. And we've begun what's called a gravity turn. So we're beginning to move the rocket horizontally. We're still going up, but we're also going horizontally out
Falcon
over
9
the
is
Atlantic.
supersonic.
Now, at this point, we're just a few seconds away for maximum dynamic pressure, max Q, right after we get supersonic.
Max Q.
With that, we are through the highest point of stresses as we're going up through the Earth's atmosphere. Now, going back to what I was saying about going horizontally, a rocket needs to go about 17,500 miles per hour to get into orbit. So our velocity is going to keep ticking up. You can see that on the left-hand side of your screen to take these satellites to their ultimate orbital destination. Coming up, we've got 3 events in quick succession. First of those will be MECO, that's main engine cutoff. This is where we shut down all 9 of the Merlin 1D engines on the first stage. Following that, we'll have stage separation. The first and second stages will separate, and then we'll have second engine start number 1, SES1.
That's what kind of happened.
Engine
that's what
on the second stage.
That's what happened when I saw the
Again, 3 events happening back to back. MECO, stage separation, SES1, those will happen about 20 seconds from now.
All right, there we go. We have MECO.
Great shots from the ground. You can see as the atmosphere is getting less dense, the plume expanding behind the rocket.
I don't see anything. Sometimes you're
MECO. Stage separation confirmed.
Stage. All right, this time I might be able to see it now. Let's see. Second stage starts. Here we go.
There we go. Those 3 events back to back. So with that, the first stage will start making its way back to planet Earth for recovery. Our second stage has a pretty long burn to go.
Yeah, look at that.
Next major milestone here will be coming up at about T plus 3.5 minutes.
The Twilight
That'll
effect.
be fairing deployment.
Some people mistake it for aliens. So if you see anything in the sky,
that's a great shot. You can see the first stage, I believe, on the right, and the second stage on the left.
I think we have.
And those periodic bursts you're seeing there from the first stage attitude control system, helping reorient it, get the heat shields down.
You can see the booster.
People also get to see fairings.
Right
Yep, you can see them.
Like the
left-hand side of your screen, those 2 white blobs coming off of the second stage are fairings.
Or the 2 nose cones.
These fairings have flown 5 times each. We will be attempting to retrieve them today and use them on a future mission.
You saw that those were the thrusters to correct its path on its way to the drone ship.
Both stages continue on nominal trajectories.
Little puffs, smoke.
We're about T plus 4 minutes into today's mission. Had a successful liftoff just 4 minutes ago. We're in the first of 2 planned Merlin vacuum burns for satellite deployment. Left-hand side of your screen is Falcon 9's first stage. We've got a view looking down towards the engines. You can see that the grid fins have deployed in preparation for atmospheric re-entry. On the right-hand side of your screen, a great shot of the Merlin vacuum engine glowing brightly, with planet Earth in the background and some sunlight behind. The second stage on the right-hand side of your screen is carrying the Intelsat Galaxy 33 and 34 satellites to orbit. Next major milestone is just under 2 minutes from now. That'll be the first stage's entry burn. For that, we'll ignite 3 of the Merlin 1D engines, starting with the center engine, and then 2 of the radial engines. And that's amazing.
Check that out.
That's a great view.
Wow.
You can see we just launched at the perfect time here, so we're catching sunlight off of the top of the Earth's atmosphere.
That is an amazing
quality. The plume of the rocket.
Oh my God.
I love to call this the space jellyfish or the space octopus. But at the altitude that the rocket is at, the sun hasn't quite set yet, so we're just seeing the plume of the sunlight reflecting. Fantastic. Now, as I was saying, entry burn coming up for the first stage, left-hand side of your screen. That burn helps slow down the first stage for recovery as we start hitting the thicker parts of the Earth's atmosphere. And during that entry burn, we're decelerating, firing the Merlin engines, but the plume of the rocket is coming back on the vehicle, and so that ends up leaving that nice soot deposit that we see on the surface of Falcon 9s when we get them back on recovery. You're seeing some white gas bursts on the left-hand side of your screen. That's from the attitude control system. We carry nitrogen gas on the first stage. Since you don't have an atmosphere to push off of in space, we have to produce some thrust to reorient the vehicle, and that comes from those nitrogen gas thrusters. Second stage burn continuing to look nominal.
Stage 1 FTS has saved.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
Oh, there's a
So again, 3 Merlin 1D engines igniting here, plume coming back on the vehicle, slowing us down. This burn just about 20 seconds long.
But that was really cool. We got to see the twilight effect above the drone ship. That was pretty cool.
Entry burn shut down.
We're going to be able to see the entry burn?
And successful shutdown of the entry burn. So with that, the first stage is going to do a little bit of reorienting, make sure its heat shield is pointed down, and as we start getting into the thicker parts of the Earth's atmosphere, those grid fins start to become much more effective. And the whole reason for doing this is because we want to reuse this booster. Reusability is the key to lowering the cost of spaceflight. That enables us to make more investments in critical scientific research. And as I mentioned earlier, the first stage that's supporting today's mission is making this burn for the 14th time, having done it for GPS-3 Space Vehicle 3, Turksat 5A, Transporter 2, and 10 Starlink missions.
Stage 2 terminal guidance.
So with that call out for Stage 2 terminal guidance, we're coming up on second engine cutoff, or SECO, number 1.
Stage 1 is transonic.
That call out there indicating that we are passing through the speed of sound as we're getting through the thicker parts of the Earth's atmosphere. Next major milestone for the first stage will be its landing burn. Just a single Merlin engine will ignite, followed by landing leg deploy.
Stage 2 FTS has safe.
And hopefully a soft touchdown.
You see that? I think that is.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Here we go.
Landing burn startup.
Engine cutoff.
You just heard the call out there for second engine cutoff on the second stage.
Wow.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy. Stage 1 landing.
There we go.
Awesome. Successful landing
orbit insertion
on our drone ship about 600 kilometers off the coast of Florida. You also heard in there was second engine cutoff on our second stage. So just handling them in order here. 146th recovery for an orbital class rocket, including first stage landings for Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy. Second stage completed its burn. It's in the nominal orbit, but the mission isn't over just yet. The second stage is going to embark on its first coast phase. Following that coast phase, we are going to light the Merlin vacuum engine for a second time. That'll happen about 26 minutes into the mission. So we're going to see you back here in about 17 minutes. In the meantime, enjoy the space tunes, enjoy this awesome view of Falcon 9 and the space jellyfish.
Yeah, so, oh, and here are the satellites. Is that the moon? You can see something. You can see it. Twilight. Yeah, so, oh, here we have the view. Right here. Yeah, so, yeah, like the rocket was heading this. If it was heading like this, if it was heading like, yeah, like if the rocket was heading like a little bit to the left, we might have been able to, I probably would have been able to. That. Alright, yeah, so right now we're on the, yes, so this is the light side of the Earth, and now, so we're on the side of the Earth where there's, no sun. Like, I'm literally no sun. I mean, like, if you're down in Florida, you could be a little bit of, I don't know if you guys are seeing a little bit of sunset. Yes, but yeah. yeah, so like if the rocket was heading like this way, I'm probably would be able to see. Look.
Expected loss of signal, Bermuda.
If the rocket was heading into like a polar orbit, which is pretty rare down Cape Canaveral, but if the rocket was heading into like was going in this direction, people in like in Cuba and like South America would have definitely been able to see it, or maybe people in Tampa would be able to. Yeah, so there's gonna be a launch from Wallops Island on November 6th at 5:50 a.m. Yeah, so that launch I'm planning on seeing. I don't know if there's gonna be a twilight effect because like I don't know if the sun will be up at that time. I mean like the phenomenon has to happen like the twilight effect has to happen like 30 minutes before sunrise or 30 minutes after sunset. So, I learned that from Primal Space. Yeah, so, yeah. So, what's gonna happen next is they're gonna relight the second stage engine, so they can put the satellites in their orbits and stuff, or like where they need to go and stuff. So, I mean, I don't know if the second stage is gonna be the second stage. It doesn't like yeah, I know what I'm saying. I don't know if the second stage is the type of second stage that like can put their satellites in put their satellites into exact orbits like Centaur from ULA does. But yeah, it's not that kind of stage. That's. I have nothing against that. Oh shoot, wait a minute, I forgot to put SpaceX's live stream in the description. Here, I'm do that. Actually, no, I'll do it when the stream ends. So, actually. Oh. I can do it right now. This. Yeah. Give me this a little bit bigger. Alright. I'm just gonna mute myself. And I'll unmute myself when we're gonna like.
acquisition signal confirmed.
Welcome back to the webcast of the Falcon 9 mission carrying the Galaxy 33 and 34 satellites for our customer Intelsat. Now, if you're just joining us, we've had a nominal mission so far. Falcon 9 launched on time at 7:05 p.m. Eastern from Space Launch Complex 40 in Florida. We successfully recovered the first stage on our drone ship, marking its 14th landing. And while that was happening, the second stage completed its first burn, taking the Intelsat Galaxy 33 and 34 payloads into an initial parking orbit. Now we're about 15 seconds away from a second ignition of the Merlin vacuum engine, which will carry the second stage and those Intelsat Galaxy 33 and 34 satellites into the orbit needed for payload deploy.
Now, whatever happened to John Innsbrucker? I really like
Over
him.
the
He's
coast
the guy, he's the guy that said everything is nominal.
This burn will last about 45 seconds.
Awesome. Is nominal? Nominal.
And just before this, we had been chilling in the Merlin vacuum turbo pumps with liquid oxygen in preparation for the full flow.
Look at that glow.
So this burn dramatically increasing the speed of the second stage, helping us to raise the
now,
apogee
I wonder
or the highest point of the orbit for payload
would
deploy.
there be a twilight effect if the second stage was like still in orbit and I wonder what a twilight effect would look like when the oh, all right, we have shutdown. If like there was a twilight effect like right here, I wonder what it would look like. It'd probably look pretty cool.
Nominal deploy orbit.
All right.
So with that call out there, we know a couple of things. Merlin vacuum shutdown occurred, and the call out there from operators showing that we are in the payload deploy orbit. Now, the Intelsat Galaxy 33 and 34 satellites are still attached to Falcon 9's second stage at the top of the vehicle. Their deployments will begin in about 5 minutes. First will be the Galaxy 33 satellite, followed by Galaxy 34 about 5 minutes after that. So while we wait, we're going to go back to a coast phase. Please sit back, enjoy the views and our space jams.
All right. Mute myself again. All right. I'll be back eventually. I'll be back in a few.
Acquisition of signal HPK.
Welcome to the webcast for the Intelsat Galaxy 33 and 34 mission. We had an on-time liftoff at 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by successful ascent, stage separation, a first stage landing, and 2 second stage engine burns. Now, this mission has launched the first 2 of 7 satellites that will replace and refresh a large part of the Intelsat North America Galaxy fleet. For Intelsat, this is a huge milestone for a project that started more than 3 years ago. Intelsat has 7 C-band satellites that are contracted to replace the existing North America media satellites. 6 of those 7 satellites are slated to be launched before the end of this year. Now, we're coming up just a few seconds away from payload deployment of the first of those 2 satellites on board today's mission, the Galaxy 33 satellite.
There we go. All right, there it goes.
Galaxy 33 deploy confirmed.
And you can see it just behind the Galaxy 34 satellite, gently floating off to perform the rest of its mission. Now, Galaxy 34 is still attached to Falcon 9's second stage. Its deployment will take place in about 5 minutes from now. So we're going to take another short coast phase, and we'll see you back in a few for Galaxy 34 deploy.
To its orbit. All right, we're ready.
Expected loss of signal, confirmed. acquisition signal, Diego Garcia.
Hey again, we are nearing the end of our mission for today for our customer Intelsat. Now, about 5 minutes ago, we deployed the Galaxy 33 satellite, and now we're awaiting deployment of the second and final payload on today's mission. That's Galaxy 34 that you can see on your screen. Payload deployment coming up about the next 10 or 15 seconds.
Jared. All right. Here we go. So you're gonna see this thing floating away like you saw something right here floating away. So this thing's gonna depart from the second stage. There we go.
Galaxy 34, deploy confirmed.
Wow, that was actually... Yeah, see, this...
Galaxy 34 going off to join the constellation and its partner satellite Galaxy 33. All of us here at SpaceX want to give a big thank you to our customer Intelsat for entrusting us with today's mission. We also want to give a shout out to the Range and the Federal Aviation Administration for supporting today's mission. It's been a really exciting few days here at SpaceX. Tonight's launch concludes our 184th overall mission to date, our 46th launch this year, and our third launch just this week, including the launch of the Crew 5 astronauts to the International Space Stations. So, thank you to all of our viewers for tuning in and for your continued support. We hope you have a wonderful night and weekend.
Thank you. Alright. And that's it, guys. Alright. Hi, Boo Past 20. Alright. Here. Alright, we're gonna end the live stream right here, guys. So, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Peace.